go. So here is your reading for the next few months. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. First up, you have the King of Pentacles, then you have the Eight of Swords, and then you have the Page of Swords. Your challenge for the few months is the Three of Wands in reverse. And what's recommended for you is the Page of Pentacles, or the Five of Pentacles, sorry. The Five of Pentacles. So, let's see here. Now, the King of Pentacles, I think you've really did a lot of hard work in something, and I think you have a level of success in some kind of aspect of your life. Now, this could be kind of career related, this could just be that you've related situation, or this could just even be some type of hobby or something that you're very good at. Some kind of practical aspect of your life. I feel like you have it down very well, and you have a certain level of success with it. Now, what will be going on as you go through the few months, you're going to enter this Eight of Swords moment. Now, this could be about self-imposed restrictions. Now, sometimes I think we do this to ourselves. I mean, we do it to ourselves, but this could just be that you might be really working hard on something at the moment or during that time, and you don't have time to play. Like, you're kind of like, you could be going to school, you could be studying, you could be having to take more hours at work. There could be a lot going on. Maybe a family member needs your help, or there's something that just is sucking your time a little bit, or you feel like you need to just stay focused. Now, some of you, this could even represent a diet. Like, you could just be, okay, I'm on a diet. It really sucks. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to, and my friends want to go out. They want to go drinking. They want to have fun. They want to go to a really good barbecue place. But I know if I go there, I'm not going to make good decisions. So it could be like, in that situation, you might just be like, okay, I have to stay home. I can't hang out with my friends. I'll be on Zoom with them or something. I'll hang out with them on Zoom, and I'm going to eat my whatever food that I'm eating at home. So it could just represent something that you are doing to yourself because you know at this moment you need to stay focused, or you need to stay diligent or committed fully to something. Or it could represent that you are not fully seeing other options, like you're kind of depressed, or you're just not really seeing things around you. But because the King of Pentacles is here, I think this could just be something to do with maybe your work life or some aspect of your life regarding responsibilities, that you might need to just focus on those responsibilities a little bit more harder or a little bit more diligently during this time. But by the end of the few months, you're entering this Page of Swords energy. And this is great. This guy is very creative. He has these ideas. He has these new thoughts. But he's a student. So he comes at things with that youthful energy. It's kind of like that excitement and willing to look at things in various different ways. Because the students, they're willing to learn multiple things about the same situation. They're not just fixed on, okay, this is the one way to do it, because they're new. They haven't developed those set structures or set boundaries or set habits yet. They're willing to be open to all possibilities. So I think by the end, you're going to be kind of coming up with some new idea, some new thing that you want to maybe implement in your life, or change, or new thought process, or just something that you want to be learning more about. And I think that's super great. But what's challenging you for the few months with this Three of Wands in reverse, this is all about kind of playing it small, The Three of Wands upright, he's looking out at the sea. He's looking out at ships, and I kind of think sometimes, like, the way I see this guy, I like to think that he's like, I don't want to say he's the boss, but he's like, okay, I'm sailing my ships. I like to think he owns those ships, or he's managing those ships. Like, I like to think that he's kind of in a higher level position. And he's like, okay, he's expanding. So maybe he's expanding his company or his business. And he's like, listen, guys, I need you to go take all this stuff. You're going to go over there. You're going to take these ships. You're going to sail them across wherever. You're going to set up shop, and I'm going to give you instructions. Once you get there, you let me know that everything's running, and then we're going to start expanding here. We're going to start this business fully. So he's kind of in that expanding, or that energy of thinking of expanding, or trying to figure out how to move from his current situation forward. So I think, though, that you guys, especially because you have the Eight of Swords here, you might be almost like worried about expanding. You might be feeling like you don't have the energy to expand, or there might be some concerns about if you are to move a little bit beyond your comfort zone, or to whatever. This King of Pentacles, this could represent work for you. So it could be something to regarding your money, even your family, or something. It could be a home project, it could be whatever. That maybe you don't know how to fully move something a little bit larger than what it is, or you don't have the confidence in that as well. So, and I think that might be causing this Eight of Swords, but I don't always see this Eight of Swords as being negative. It just depends on the situation. It depends if you're blocking yourself without really needing to block yourself, or if you're blocking yourself, restricting yourself because you have work to do and you need to get it done and you have to focus. But I think by the end of it, you're really going to be having that new idea of how to kind of move something a little bit forward. So, and what's recommended for you with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like this is saying that you need to take a look around you, because these people here, they actually have resources. They don't see that they do have resources. There's external things that can actually help them out and give them comfort that they're not seeing. They're choosing almost to stay stuck and isolated in their hardships, and they're not realizing that if they just look around, there's a church, a warm church that they could go into, and I'm sure there'd be resources and help for them to help them get back on their feet. So I think this is saying that you have resources that you're not seeing, or you need to see. There might be external things, like, for instance, for some of you, if you want to be buying a house or something, and maybe there's some kind of part of the loan process that's not really going well, or you're thinking it's not going well, there might be some type of kind of different type of loan or different type of situation that could help you. You know, you might be feeling stuck, but you're not really stuck, because there's actually something that you could find out that will help you get unstuck. So I think this is definitely saying that you have the ability to push something forward or make it larger or kind of grow, but you need to take a look at your options that may be external to you. So don't just stay in this isolated Eight of Swords phase unless it's something that you're doing because you have a deadline and you have a 30-page paper you got to write and has to be done by Friday or something. So yeah, then you got to stay home. You got to get it done. But if you are trying to move beyond that after, like, you need to look around, because there's things around you, and don't think small. I feel like you need to kind of shoot for the stars here. So I feel like watch this kind of not thinking that you're capable, because I get that here too. Okay, let's see what else we get for you guys. Okay, first up you have armadillo spirit. Armadillo. You have the armadillo spirit here. Set healthy boundaries. And I think this is kind of, I wonder, see, some of you, I know this Eight of Swords looks kind of like depressing or whatever, but to me, she might actually be setting healthy boundaries. Maybe there's somebody that she doesn't want to deal with right over here that's really toxic, and she's like, no, I always get sucked into their mess. I always get sucked into their BS. And I'm just like, I'm going to put up these swords here and I'm going to tie myself up so I don't get tempted. There's no way I'm tempted to deal with this BS today. She woke up and she's like, not today, Satan. So this to me could be what the boundaries are. This might be you actually setting up some boundaries around yourself regarding certain situations that either you have major responsibilities to. It could be that you're trying to, let's say school or certain hobbies or something that you're trying to push forward, business, whatever it is. And you need to kind of put some boundaries up because you really need to stay dedicated at the moment. Or it could even be that, because I kind of feel, okay, here's the thing. I feel with this King of Pentacles, I really feel like you have achieved a level of success in a certain aspect of your life. And I think you are doing very well with it. It could be career-wise. It could even just be the way your schedule is. Like maybe you're really good at scheduling yourself, your children, your families. It could be something, anything that I think there's a certain level of success and almost like independence a little bit that you've achieved. And sometimes when people see that, sometimes people can get a little bit like, I don't want to say they're a little bit naysayers or whatever, but I think you might be trying to grow to the next phase, and you might be kind of nervous of how to do that because you might have everything really down organized right now. But then as soon as you now add things, you're growing or expanding some way. Now it's almost like you're at, I don't want to say square one, but now you got to figure out how to make that work as well. So it's all that figuring out energy. So I think for you, you might need to kind of continue to just set healthy boundaries. Like I don't want to say don't take too much on your plate, but you might have to kind of figure out if you're feeling a little overwhelmed and not really sure how to move forward, maybe one step at a time. But there might be people or things that you need to just kind of block yourself from, because I think with this Page of Swords here, I really feel like you're going to be coming out, because sometimes I feel like this Eight of Swords, when you go kind of have this moment, and maybe sometimes when the noise of the world is kind of blocked in a sense, I feel like sometimes that's when you have these creative ideas. I feel like sometimes a little bit isolation or solitude really allows you time for your mind to kind of wander, to play, to think, or whatever. And I think sometimes through that, we have these really great intuitions or intuitive sparks. So I think this is not a bad thing. I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. So, but I definitely think you need to set kind of boundaries. And it could also be with this Five of Pentacles. Maybe you're feeling like you don't have something that you want, or you feel like you need something that you don't have. And I think this is saying that there are options available to you, and there's things external to you that could actually help, but you might need to set boundaries with that lack mindset as well, because that's not going to be helpful for you. Okay, then you have Jade, be the bigger person. And I think for some of you, you might be kind of restricting yourself from dealing with somebody's funny business. But sometimes I think even being the bigger person is actually you figuring out how to move forward or how to expand something. Like you have to be an adult in that situation. You have to be like, okay, let's say if you have a business or a side hustle or whatever it is, or a hobby, and maybe you want to kind of start doing vendor fairs, or you want to try to sell your hobby or teach other people how to do it or whatever it is. That means that you need to now be the bigger person and find out all the information to actually get you to the place where you can do that. So there might be something that you want to expand, and you just need to kind of step up. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. I think sometimes people think that the answer is just going to like magically appear, or somebody else will do the work for them. You got to do your own work. So maybe somebody's willing to help you, but if they're slacking, just figure it out yourself. You are absolutely capable of doing that. So, and if you need to take some time away from somebody, sometimes that's what you need to do. And Celestite, soothe your soul. And I think this is just saying that maybe a little bit of the solitude is going to actually help kind of soothe you a little bit, because I don't always see this as being a bad thing. I just think it's like you might be very focused on something. You might be feeling a little stressed, and you just might need to take a minute and step away from certain things for a moment to kind of get like your oomph back a little bit. And Girl with a Snake, empath and narcissist paradigm. Being charmed or used. Enable boundaries. So here we have another card of boundaries. So you got boundaries twice here. So there's definitely, and because this is about boundaries too, so you definitely have something about some kind of boundaries. And I wonder if even with the Five of Pentacles, in a way, they're only seeing their boundaries. And you know what? You could even argue with this lady here too. So, and even with the Three of Wands here in reverse, they're seeing a very limited scope of their boundaries. So they're only seeing really what's around them at the moment. So maybe this could even indicate, because you got the boundaries twice, that you need to see beyond your boundaries, because this is your challenge, not seeing beyond your immediate boundaries. So I think you definitely might need to be looking beyond your immediate comfort zone for help or answers or inspiration. But you could also be doing dealing with somebody or a situation that is not very positive for you, and you might need to be just aware and set boundaries. And some of you might be empathic, and you might be picking up on other people's negative energy. So you might want to do something about like, what do they say? Those kind of like trying to protect your energy a little bit, trying to not let other people affect you as strongly. So take that how that works. And forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Now, I think this is extremely important because I feel like with whatever you're moving forward with and that you're kind of a little bit stuck, I think, especially with the Five of Pentacles, you might kind of... Because in a way, these people are out here in the cold, and this could be their past. This could be their past story if they just went into the church and just started kind of figuring out the next steps. But they're almost like staying out in the cold for their present and their future. So it's almost like they have two options at this point. They could either stay out there and freeze, and that's their future. They're just going to be, maybe they'll make it through winter, maybe they won't make it through winter. Or they could just be like, you know what, let's take a look. Let's go talk to the guy in the church or whatever, the priest or whoever's in, the rabbi, whoever it is. And let's see if we can kind of maybe we could offer to clean the church or something, if they can kind of help, set us up with something, or we'll figure something out. Maybe there's some type of community help or something. But so they almost... Where was I going with this? I forgot my train of thought. Anyway. Oh my God. So, but they are almost like at this pinnacle moment of either... I don't want to say survival or non-survival, but it's like a pinnacle turning point that they have an option. There's something that is available to them that will change their life. So I think this is saying that, and these people, they might be out there because they feel like that's all they deserve, So I think they need to heal from that mindset. They need to know that they deserve better. They deserve more. And sometimes society and other people's opinions or whatever kind of make us feel a certain kind of way, and we feel like we're stuck within this like little realm, and you need to just unstick yourself. You will be only stuck where you put your mind to, or the way you think about it is where you kind of wind up. I don't know if that made any sense, but I think there's learning here is very important, because if they learn that they could just go into the church, now they know that this is a resource for them. So I think you need to learn something, especially the Page of Swords here coming at the end of the few months, is he's very curious about things. He's willing to learn, and he's willing to look at things in multiple different ways. So, and I think you just need to release something. You need to release maybe poverty mindset, or you need to release this idea that maybe you're not deserving of something bigger, or growth or expansion, or having a life the way that you would like to have it. You just need to release anything that's not serving you at this time. If a tree's bent, every goat will jump on it. And if this is saying, like, don't be a bent tree. Don't let people use you. Don't let people jump on you. And I wonder if some of you, because you had the empath here, and then you have the narcissist here, this girl with the snake. So I wonder if some of you were being used for something. Maybe you're very good at, either financially, or there's something that you were being really good at, and people might have been using you to a certain degree, and you might be here now restricting yourself because you're like, this is not healthy, this is not good, I have to hold it tight, and I have to like not allow these people to do it, and it could feel very restrictive at that phase. But this is just saying, don't let other people take advantage of you. And now we have, today I trust myself. Today, I know that I will make the right decisions to maintain a happy and healthy life. I think that's beautiful. Let's see what Bob Ross has to say for you. We artists are a different breed. We artists are a different breed of people. We're a happy bunch. And I think this is saying you just gotta be happy, because he's happy, and the Page of Swords is happy. The rest of these people are miserable on this deck, especially because this one's reversed. They're miserable out here. But I think you just need to be happy. And if you feel like something's not going right, always look at some of the good stuff going on in your life, because everybody has at least something that's good going for them. So, and let's see what spirit of the dish we get for you. You have the spirit of the King of Manes, which is the spirit of the steak. And for your dinner and a movie, you have barbecue food and thriller movies. And for the energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of, you have 2 Aries. And Aries is all about energy, initiative, and temper. And it's about that little kind of fiery spark with stuff. And Aries could be a little, I don't want to say they could be a little stubborn, but they kind of are like, if they set their mind to something, they're going to try it. So it's very kind of a do-it energy. Figure it out. Maybe maybe they don't overthink it as well. So this could also be that you might be overthinking something and you just need to try it. So, and then you also have the Sun here, which is about ego, individuality, and confidence. And you have Mars here, which is another Aries related sign. And this is about energy, initiative, and temper. So I definitely think there's something that you just need to just do. You have the 4th house, which represents the home, intuition, and parenting. And then you have the 7th house, which represents partnerships, marriages, friendships, and legal proceedings. And you have the number 3, which is an odd number. So that means the special guest that will be out here shortly to answer your questions will be the Magic 8 Ball. Think of those questions and he'll be out here soon. Oh my God, I got a lot of these. A lot of these came out today. Okay, hold on a second here, guys. So we have X, G, H, S, I, Y, B, W, B, M, Z, O, P, it's the dog, H, C, and then you have 3, 2, 6, 0, 7, 5, 9. What are you growling at, mister? I think I woke him up. He's a cranky pants when he wakes up. He's not a morning person or like a waking up kind of guy. And you have nurture. And I think this is just saying that you just need to nurture yourself as well. And even nurture whatever this is or this might be. There's just some kind of nurturing that needs to go on. So, okay, now let's see what little charmy we get for you. Okay, you got this guy. You got the boned fish. Now, so he's been picked clean. Like the birds and the buzzards came flying by and they picked his flesh off of his body. But he's going to resurrect himself by just sheer will alone. He's going to come back and he's going to grow back much stronger and much better. So next time these birds kind of come rolling through, he's going to be ready for these things. So this is saying sometimes we get stripped to our foundations. Things happen, it shakes us, but occasionally we just have to rebuild. So, and because he's going to actually be rebuilding much better, because he's not going to just come back with the same flimsy skin. No. He's going to grow armor and spikes. He's going to be a whole different kind of fish. A one-of-a-kind kind of fish. But I think this is saying that this fish, Nemo here, is going to be seeing the future and what he's capable of like this armor. And he's going to have like a whole, like maybe he'll even have an army of fish that have gone through this and they're going to work together. So he's thinking forward thinking. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking about expanding. And I think this is saying that you can do the same thing. He's obviously at his weakest moment right now and his worst day. And he's having a rough time. But tomorrow he's waking up, he's resurrecting himself. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to figure it out. So I think this is just you having to kind of just, even if you feel like you're starting from square one with something, or you are starting from a set point, but you don't know how to kind of really move beyond or expand something, one step at a time. Okay, now let's bring him on over. Here he is. Okay, think of your questions, and now it is time to ask. Oh, mystical, magical 8 Ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to the question? It says, my reply is no. The 8 Ball has spoken. I hope you all have a wonderful few months, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.